It's time to get up. Nah. For real. Actual King Smith. Let's go. Wake up. What you sleeping on your life for? Wake up. Every day is a chance for more. Wake up. Hands up. Let the beat thump. Wake up. Hey, wake up. Alarm clock ringing, but your mind still tired. Dreams on snooze, yeah, goals on fire. Everybody talk, but few take steps. Same old excuses, different regrets. I ain't here preaching, I'm here reminding. Pressure make diamonds, timing divine. You got breath in your body, fire in your chest. So why you living like you set up for less? Get up off that couch, move your feet. New mindset every time we meet. No doom scrolling, no fear feed. This the real talk over funky beats. Wake up. What you sleeping on your life for? Wake up. Every day is a chance for more. Wake up. Hands up, let the beat thump. Wake up. Hey, no cape, no crown, still king energy. Talk my truth, that's my identity. Life get heavy, yeah, I've been stressed. Still showed up, put hard in the test. If they doubt you, good, prove them wrong. Same doubt, fuel, make you go strong. Ain't waiting no luck, I hustle with faith. Mind on progress, foot on the gas and say what? Say now, say move, say how, say what? Get in the bed, shut up and get up and wake up. It's a moment, don't waste none. Wake up. Sun still rise, so you ain't done. Wake up. Beat knocking, let your soul jump. Wake up. Hey, wake up. Yeah. This ain't motivation. This is a reminder. Wake up.
What's up? What's good? What's happening? Wake your ass up. This is Wake Up with the Actual King Smith, and we are live Tuesday, January 6th, 2026. I'm alive. I'm kicking it. If you're watching this, that means you are too. So welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're checking in from, because we got international watchers that come over here from time to time. If you don't know who I am, my name is King. It is actually King Smith. That is what I pay my taxes as. And I come on here and I talk about things that are just interesting to me. And today I'm going to talk about two things. Both of them have to do with our federal government here in the United States. And some things that just doesn't sit right with me. But before I do, looks like we got some people in the building. Shout out to Robert Bellinger over on YouTube that said, yo, what up, Robert? Appreciate you tuning in, man. All right. So the two things that I want to cover, let's start with story number one. Story number one came out yesterday, and it's a continuation of, I'm going to say, the public fight between Senator Mark Kelly and our Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth. Now, if you were online yesterday, you likely saw it. The Pentagon, specifically Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, has officially declared war on a sitting U.S. senator. And not just any senator. This senator is a retired Navy captain, which I believe a captain in the Navy is like a colonel or a 06 in most other positions. Like 06 is the grade. And that's a pretty high grade. There is only a small percentage of commissioned officers that make it above 04. And this person made 06. So a captain or a colonel, it's a big deal. Senator Mark Kelly was also an astronaut. Two things you don't happen to get into just being a regular person. This puts you in a different category of a person, as well as being a senator. Because my thing is this, if you're a senator and you're in a position where you're representing the people, I don't know if it's worth it. I wish I unplugged my soundboard here. I don't know if it's worth it, because you're going to have people coming after you no matter what. You can do all the right things, say all the right things, and still have people that just don't agree with you because you're in the government or because of what party you're aligned with, because of your skin color. It really doesn't matter. I actually don't understand why Senator Kelly just said, you know what, screw it. I'm a retired naval officer. I'm just going to go live my life with my family off the grid or doing whatever I want to do without the public scrutiny. I think it takes a different person to want to be a representative of the people, especially in today's day and age. Because what is Senator Kelly came after for Hegseth for? Well, let me play the video and remind y'all of why they're calling what Hegseth said seditious. And I'm going to read exactly what that word means here in a second. But let's play the video that is causing all of the hoopla. And I'm going to put it up on the screen here so that y'all can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to make it bigger. That's what she said. And play this video here. And y'all tell me if what Pete Hegseth said in this video was wrong. Take a listen.
I'm Senator Alyssa Slotkin.
Senator Mark Kelly.
Representative Chris DeLuzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlihan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former Navy.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
Who take risks each day
To keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk.
This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals.
against American citizens.
like us. You all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution
Right here at home.
Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law.
Or our Constitution.
We know this is hard.
And that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
The Army,
Our Navy,
The Air Force.
Your vigilance is critical.
and know that we have your back.
because now, more than
People need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws.
our Constitution,
And who we are as Americans. Don't give up.
don't give up.
don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
All right. So there was that video. It had the music playing behind it. And in that video, that is the video that the president of the United States, a current sitting president, and the Secretary of Defense is saying was seditious. So I brought up the definition of what seditious means. And it is conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. However, in that video, did they say to go against the authority of a state? No, they put out a reminder, which is what it clearly was. Those are not dumb people that did that video. And they don't have a team of dumb people behind them that would say, yeah, do that. This is definitely seditious and against the law. No. I need to plug in my soundboard real quick. That's definitely would have hit the buzzer on that one. Give me a second to plug in my soundboard. I'm going to fire my assistant for not having my setup ready. Where's this thing get plugged in at? There it is. All right. Soundboard's getting plugged in. It's getting turned on. But that's what seditious means. Now, that video came out November of 2025. So here we are a couple of months later. And the latest that came out yesterday was Pete Hegseth released this statement. And I'm not going to read all of it, but I'm going to cover the highlights. He said 6 weeks ago, Senator Mark Kelly and 5 other members of Congress released a reckless and seditious video that was clearly intended to undermine good order and military discipline. Therefore, in response to Senator Mark Kelly's seditious statements, again, they put that word twice out there, and his pattern of reckless misconduct, The Department of War, which is not a real thing, it is the Department of Defense, is taking administrative action against Captain Mark E. Kelly, United States Navy, retired. The department has initiated retirement grade determination proceedings under 10 U.S. Code Statute 1370F, with reduction in his retired grade, resulting in a corresponding reduction in retired pay. To ensure this action, the Secretary of War has issued a formal letter of censure, which is basically like a letter of reprimand. It is a formal, what's the right way to say this so that most people can understand it? Like an announcement, basically. If you know what a letter of reprimand is, this is basically the government's way of doing a reprimand, which outlines the totality of Captain, for now, Kelly's reckless misconduct. This censure is a necessary process step and will be placed in Captain Kelly's official and permanent military file. All right, and he goes on to say a couple of other things, to which Senator Kelly responded by saying, over 25 years in the U.S. Navy, 39 combat missions, and 4 missions to space, I risked my life for this country and to defend our Constitution, including the First Amendment rights of every American to speak out. I never expected that the President of the United States and the Secretary of Defense would attack me for doing exactly that. And I like that he used the correct terms, President of the United States and the Secretary of Defense, not the Secretary of War, because we do not have a Department of War, not officially. Then he said, my rank and retirement are things that I earned through my service and sacrifice for this country. I got shot at, I missed holidays and birthdays, I commanded a space shuttle mission while my wife Gabby recovered from a gunshot wound to the head, all while proudly wearing the American flag on my shoulder. Generations of service members have made the same patriotic sacrifices for this country, earning the respect, appreciation, and rank that they deserve. Pete Hegseth wants to send a message to every single retired service member that if they say something he or Donald Trump doesn't like, they will come after them in the same way. It's outrageous and it's wrong. There is nothing more un-American than that. And then this ending right here. If Pete Hegseth, the most unqualified Secretary of Defense in our country's history, thinks he can intimidate me with a censure or threats to demote me or prosecute me, he still doesn't get it. I'll fight this with everything I've got, not for myself, but to send a message back that Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump don't get to decide what Americans in this country get to say about their government. And that's the thing right there. The message that I have for Pete Hegseth is this: legally and lawfully, and this is something that I like, some type of attorney or somebody to weigh in on. Did any of the people, the 6 people in that video, do or say anything that was seditious in nature that would prompt these type of proceedings where we're wasting government time and resources for some type of political thing? Does anybody feel like this is worth it? I think that the resources and government time that they're going to put behind doing something like this is ridiculous. And this right here, if Mark Kelly went out and told people, you do not listen to your officers or chain of command. That's one thing. That's one thing. All they said, any of those 6 people, all they said were, don't follow illegal orders. Reminder, don't follow illegal orders. It's the same CBTs, or computer-based training, for those of y'all that don't know what CBTs are, that you get. It's the same training and pre-deployment stuff that you get prior to going on deployments and things like that. It's the same message. There isn't anything seditious about what they said. And it certainly isn't worth the taxpayers' dime for the Secretary of Defense and his cronies and people to come after Pete Hegseth the way that they're coming after him. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Let me see if we got any comments on this. We do not, so I'm going to continue here. This tells me that Pete Heck says, I'm not going to say, I wouldn't consider Pete Hegseth a leader. Not for this. Not for this. Not to come after Senator Kelly for this. But that's just me. Am I tripping? Am I sitting on the wrong side of this? If y'all think that what Senator Kelly did warrants the type of action that Pete Hegseth and I'm going to say the weight of the Secretary of Defense and the Defense Department is doing, put it down in the comment section. Let me know why I'm wrong. Because look, let's say you side with Senator Kelly and that you agree with what his message is. If we start stripping pensions from veterans because of their political speech, especially when they're sitting senators, then to me, I think we're crossing a line that we can't uncross. And again, there is a clear difference in inciting people to do things, January 6th, versus reminding people what they should and should not do. Period. Let me know what y'all think. Put it down in the chat, in the comment section. Is reminding troops about unlawful orders sedition? Or is it just that? The law. We coming here to see if we got any more comments. Shout out to Irvin Garcia. Said hi. What up, Irvin? Appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button. Thanks for watching. The next thing that I want to talk about, and I've just got to put this up on the screen. I wasn't entirely sure that this was real until I saw it myself. So let me put this up on the screen here. And we're getting into some interesting territory here in 2026. So on Twitter, X, whatever it's called now, whatever you want to call it, the Homeland Security official X page posted this: no room at the inn. And they tagged Hilton, said Hilton has launched a coordinated campaign in Minneapolis to refuse service to DHS law enforcement. When officers attempted to book rooms using official government emails and rates, Hilton hotels maliciously canceled their reservations. This is unacceptable. Why is Hilton Hotel siding with murderers and, I'm not going to say that word, to deliberately undermine and impede DHS law enforcement from their mission to enforce our nation's immigration laws? And then they shared an email in which they had redacted a couple of things. And in this email that I'm showing on the screen, Hilton said, after further investigation online, we have found information about immigration work connected with your name, and we will be canceling your upcoming reservation. You should see a proper cancellation email in your inbox shortly from Hilton. And then it goes on to say, let's see, there's a second part to this. This email is in regards to the reservation you made with the Hampton Inn Lakeville property. We have noticed an influx of government reservations made today that have been for DHS, and we are not allowing any ICE or immigration agents to stay at our property. If you are with DHS or immigration, let us know, as we will have to cancel your reservation. Please pass this on to your coworkers that we are not allowing immigration agents to house on our property. Reply at your earliest convenience. And then there's a name. So I was curious what people thought about this, right? And then it said, for those of y'all who don't travel a lot, let me fill you in on something you probably don't know. These particular hotels are not owned by Hilton. They are owned and operated by an independent company called EverpeakHotels.com, who basically pay Hilton as well as Marriott and Choice Hotels and possibly others to use the name on their buildings, blah, blah, blah. So then he goes on and lists who those names are. And that's true. That is true. We got a comment. Let me see. Working Bum wrote on YouTube, did you notice Maduro didn't get charged for fentanyl. So I did not get the update on what the charges were yesterday for this live stream, because this live stream is going to be a little bit short. I'm going to cover that tomorrow. But if he didn't get charged with that, that's interesting. And that's also too, let me take this off the screen for a second and talk about this comment. Thanks for posting that, by the way. I find it interesting what the narrative is and what a lot of analysts will say. And basically people like me too, right? That'll sit here in armchair what we think would happen based on our laws and things like that. So the government and the people that arrested him built this narrative of this crime lord, cocaine, fentanyl kingpin that was leading a nation, and that was one of the things that they were going to charge him and come after him with. Because I have an appointment here shortly after I end this live stream, I didn't get a chance to bring that information up. But I am going to talk about it on tomorrow's live stream because I do want to follow up with it. I think it's fascinating that a government can go snatch another government official up, charge with a bunch of things, or build this narrative up, and then make an attempt at charging them with some things, and we'll see like what the fallout of it is. I think it's fascinating. Let me see. Ghost Samurai asked the question, do I support Google? Google has executives that have been, are they accused of things? Let me see. Google cybersecurity employees role-playing on YouTube. It's good. Okay. I'm going to take a screenshot of that because I don't want to slow down the stream. But do I support Google? Look, I use Google products. Do I support Google? Google has its hand in everything. Do we cancel things based on the actions of a few people? I think you hold the people accountable. Like those people that might have done those activities aren't necessarily Google themselves, right? Like I'm my own person. I represent me, the actual King Smith. If I go out here and I do something crazy, my job could fire me, absolutely. But I don't represent my job. But I am going to look that up. Man, I don't get people in this day and age too. Like we were talking about Senator Kelly earlier. What this man has done publicly, maybe less than 2% of the American people will have the opportunity to do, or even qualified to do it. Maybe it's even a smaller percentage than that. Astronaut in space, naval captain, about 40 combat missions. I actually have more combat missions than he do, which is crazy to think about. Well, for those of y'all that don't know, I'm a U.S. Air Force veteran. I did combat missions over Iraq and Afghanistan as a boom operator or in-flight refueler on the KC-135. I think I have about 80 combat missions and 20 combat support missions. I have over 100 total. I know that, which is an insane number for the short amount of time that I spent. I was in aviation for about 8 years. All right. But let me see. Google products are used to monitor the American people and people around the world for governments. They are. It is. Absolutely. They absolutely do. There's no doubt about that. We're under more surveillance now than we are in any other time in history, and it's getting worse, by the way. There's cameras in TVs. I don't know if y'all knew that. Some of the more modern TVs, there's cameras in there. There's a way to get your data. Once you walk outside of your house, unless your house is a log cabin with no technology, when you go into a store, there's surveillance. When you make a call, there's surveillance. When you are driving down the street, there's surveillance. It's the world we live in now. We have traded some things for this, and it's not going to go different anytime soon, unless you live in a community or a place in which y'all decide to live like the Amish people and stay away from that stuff. Hold on. Where's my thing? Y'all let me know if my sound effects are working. Go Samurai on YouTube said Colonel Powell was my uncle's cousin from Jamaica. Hey, that's dope. Shout out to you. That's somebody. If there are people in the world that I would love to have met, Colin Powell is one of those people that I would have loved. General Powell, the man, the myth, the legend. All right, look, let me see. That is my live stream. I actually have to go. Normally I go from 7 to 7:30 Eastern anyway, right before I start my my employment, but I have somewhere to be and get to. Thanks for tuning in. I gotta bounce. Come back tomorrow while I cover the charging docks for the Venezuela ex-president Maduro and see what the government tried to hit his ass with. Y'all take care and have a good one. Peace.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Trumpets blare the golden call. A throne awaits, I rise so tall. Drums like thunder, shake the hall. Royal robe, I wear the weight. Diamonds cut the night, no debate. Heavy is the head, but I'm feeling great. Crown me king, crown me king. Horns will shout, let the kingdom sing. Crown me king, crown me king. Bow to the sound, feel the power I bring. I bring.